Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps and I'm joined by the legendary, the one and only Bob Arum. How are you doing, sir?
Good, terrific. Thank you.
You have your 2000th event coming up this weekend. First off, I want to take a walk down memory lane. What has been the most memorable moment in your career?
Well, I think the most memorable moment was the first fight that I promoted, which was the Ali Chevalo fight, because we were up against so much opposition, and there was so much turmoil, and finally when the bell rang, that was the greatest moment of my career, because we defeated those people that were persecuting Ali and were trying to prevent the fight from happening. Everything else has been downhill since.
What's been the most complicated fight in your career to make?
Well, fights are sort of, if they're big, are sort of complicated. Leonard and Hagler was a complicated fight, but we found a way to make it. A couple of fights that I had with King were complicated. De La Hoya and Trinidad, but we made it. I don't think. Oh, Mayweather and Pacquiao had to be. That went 5 years until it got made. So I guess that takes the prize.
Would you say that it's definitely been harder to make fights today than they have been, say, 20 plus years ago?
Well, the money is so much different today. Because of television, pay-per-view, the money being offered the fighters, the money the fighters can make, are real boxcar numbers. In the days before, years ago, fighters were making much, much less. And it's not just the difference in the value of the money then and now. They were really making a lot less. So it was easier to make fights because fighters, in order to make money, had to fight more often.
Mm-hmm. What would you say has been the most controversial behind-the-scenes fight that you've had to deal with? So, is there a crazy story, a funny story maybe with somebody that you haven't really talked about?
The most controversial fight that I did, and it was on government level, was the Tate Coetzee fight that took place in a rugby stadium in South Africa during apartheid. I mean, the stuff that went down there till we got that fight on, you could write a book about.
Can you give one story, one scenario?
Oh, it was pretty. They banned me from television in South Africa for 3 days. But the public, whether they were the whites or the blacks, was so enamored the fact that I would say whatever I wanted to say that they threatened to picket the government unless they allowed me back on television. So I was out for 3 days.
But that's just who you are, though, Bob. You actually give us the quotes we love to hear. You are free to say whatever it is that you please, especially now with social media and online. You're not really as filtered, right? You can pretty much just say what you want and not have to worry about the networks coming down on you.
Well, I've never been filtered. So the networks always came down on me, but I just ignore it. I mean, I just say what I want to say. Right. Obviously, that being said, you don't want to say things that are hurtful to other people, they're hurtful to groups. With that caveat, I will say anything that I want to say.
Bob, I can't say that anyone else has done what you have done promoting and boxing. How would you like to be remembered the day that you do decide to retire?
I'm not going to retire, so I don't care how anybody remembers me. And when
just as an OG?
When I have the forced retirement, when I'm no longer here, and I don't care what anybody says because I won't be around to hear it. So as long as it's done after I'm gone, who cares?
Well, lastly, we have Pacquiao-Lomachenko is something different. He's special. We all see it. If you had to have a dream matchup with Pacquiao-Lomachenko and anyone else, it could be any other fighter, and it could be from any other day and time. It doesn't have to be a current fighter as of today. Who would it be?
Manny Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao.
I think that would be a great, great fight.
It would be a great fight.
Maybe I can make it next year. We'll see.
You will, Bob. You will. Thank you so much for your time. Bye, Fight fans. It's Michelle Joy Phelps, and if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do so by clicking this little icon right here, or else